Solid. So it's been a month. I don't remember too much of what we were doing. I remember we avoided a war with the Iron Crows. The crew decided to just pay them out. I remember the Crows came up. Um, they were pissed about their guys getting killed. They had demanded some money in for compensation. It was starting to get a little heated, but in the end, the crew decided to go ahead and just pay the 6 gold that they were asking for to avoid any issues. Uh, I think that was a complication off of one of the downtime actions. Um, but I think that had been the last one. So I think we were going to introduce Travis's new character. Um,
Yeah.
we were going to introduce Diablo. Um, and so, if I remember right, Etsu had kind of gotten in contact with Diablo.
I never gave you a picture.
Oh yeah, um, yeah. If you find one, I saw a couple that were cool on Pinterest too. But you send me whatever you got. Um, I went on a real rabbit hole of like cyberpunk minotaurs.
Really? Hell yeah.
Yeah, it sent me on a rabbit hole for a little while. I was like, there's a lot more of these than I thought, but AI stuff is kind of proliferated on there. So
Sure, yeah.
some of them look pretty cool.
This better not unlock anything strange in me.
That's right, man. Yeah, no,
Big powerful boys.
I haven't picked anything like, so yeah, I'd be down to look at some stuff. Basically, the gist of him, he's black hair, red eyes. I need to fucking decide whether his red eyes are like cyber eyes or actually red eyes. I feel like they should be cyber, but
4K no lost dose.
yeah. But like his normal attire is kind of just whatever.
Yeah, I'll throw a couple of the ones I thought were cool into the Discord and see if you like any of those. Where are they at? But yeah, that was what we were basically going for. Was Etsu had kind of contacted him. She was like, "Hey, Banshee was supposed to kind of get in contact with me. Don't know where she's at. Don't know what's going on. Um, if you can look into that, I got a crew that could probably use your help if they're down a member, and got in contact with Stills to set up a meet and greet. Um, it's up to you guys if you want to role play that out. I'm fine either way. If you want to just kind of skip past it, or if you do want to kind of run through it, it's up to y'all.
I feel like we need to question the guy a little bit at least. The crew.
Sure.
Who are you?
Who's this new blood? I love that it's always Stills.
Feels just kind of muscles his way in the group.
He really has. It's it really tickles me every time that he's the one that's kind of grilling the new members.
Yeah, I mean, with fucking Mo being gone, who else is gonna do it? You know?
I guess that's fair.
like even Mo can barely say anything because like his character is just as new, you know.
Yeah.
His OG character is in jail still, so.
Yeah. Do you have an idea how long that's gonna? Is it just an amount of sessions before his OG guy gets released, or you know how you're gonna play with that?
I'm kind of like softly doing like downtime sessions counting as weeks, and so I think he was in there for at least a month.
Gotcha.
It might be a little bit more. I have to go back and recheck because I think y'all were at like wanted 3 at the time. So I had to go and see like what that was.
Gotcha.
All right, I'm dropping these ones I found in the general.
Hell yeah.
If any of those tickle your fancy, you let me know.
Let's fucking see. Dude, these are these are fucking awesome.
It's
They're
chilling in
so
the
sick.
chair.
That's funny. The third one is like definitely the attitude. Oh.
Just like, hey, I'm here for the money.
Dude, let's go with the second one. I like it.
Second one?
Yeah, we'll go to the
with
second one.
Chained up. Okay.
Yeah.
Like the 14
Cool.
chains on.
Solid.
All right, guys.
So
it unlocked something weird in me. I'm sorry.
it always does. Always does.
The questions are changing now.
Why am I into
I saw
this?
that first one and I was scared. I was like, no.
Yeah, the first one's too intimidating. Like Diablo's sort of intimidating, but not like, damn, he could actually fuck me up.
Is he? Are you kind of visioning him as just kind of a chill dude? He's just kind of like chill energy until it's time to rock.
Yeah, like he's. Go ahead.
I
Oh, that
gonna say
cow was
the
in.
first one gave me like laundry night vibes from.
Yeah, yeah. No, Diablo's like
night, I guess.
he does a lot more. He talks his way in and out of shit. Like he'll intimidate somebody, but he doesn't actually want to throw down. Like he'd
Okay.
rather try to. He's the type of dude that wants to get the best out of a situation, and he thinks he could do it through talking versus fighting. So like he always wants to get the best out of a deal. Like if he could try to one up somebody, that's like his fucking jam.
That's what he's really trying to go for. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sick. Yeah. So Stills, Etsu kind of gets in contact with you. She's kind of she's like, you're the only other person she knows of on the team that's like Ethernet savvy. So she's just like, hey, haven't heard from Banshee in a while. She kind of is like asking you if you kind of heard from her, and you haven't been with the crew long, but you've heard tell that like Banshee can just disappear sometimes for a while, and it's that's just what she does. So I figure through that back and forth, she kind of lays out like, hey, well, if you're needing somebody new, I got a guy that can maybe help you guys out. You can set up a meeting if you want to. She just kind of slides you the contact info for him.
So I'd get the contact info, and I'd probably hit him on like one of those black market like SIM card like drop phone type deals,
Mhm.
with like a voice modulator on there, and like meet me at the warehouse between.
I love that that's the voice that he.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kitagawa.
Okay, so you're meeting up in Kitagawa, the old spot in Kitagawa, I think, where you also met Biggs.
Yeah.
The rest of the crew, are you rolling with? Are you leaving this to Stills?
Somebody's gotta go with Stills. Gotta have his back.
Okay, Jim, you're rolling in.
Always.
You gotta have my right hand with me.
Gotta
Dre, what about you?
So Dre's with the smoke.
In my
Yep,
left
copy.
hand.
Yes, the crew is rolling in, and so so the crew, you're waiting there, or you set the scene for me here. Like, would the crew come early? Would they kind of like try to arrive on time?
I kind of see it
What
as
would
like,
Diablo do?
in my head, I see it as the crew's already there waiting, and then Diablo comes in. If you're good with that, Levi.
Oh yeah, definitely. We're sitting in like a little tea shop. We got the corner booth. You know what I'm saying? We're set it up so we can see the front window as like he walks by the window pane. We're like, that's our guy right there. And we're just sitting there. We all have like a cup of black tea. We got another one for him, and it's just sitting there like it's about room temperature by the time he comes in there.
Sick.
Gotcha. Yeah, so but the little tea shop is buzzing enough to where your conversations won't be too overheard, it'd be difficult to kind of eavesdrop. But it's crowded enough that you guys, have a little bit of privacy just by the noise level within the area. But you guys are got your corner. So yeah. How does it go?
I'm gonna introduce my guy again, just like what he looks like. So going off of this picture, I really love it. I think this will be like his off the job attire. He's kind of got like the sleeveless hoodie because he's so fucking ripped. He doesn't need sleeves. Um, and then yeah, I'm gonna make the choice. I'm gonna say he's a natty red eye guy instead of
Okay.
Cybertronic. I like the look of that, and I think that potentially it fits a little bit better with his just his mental, I guess. But yeah, you see him strolling along. He's got the fucking shirt, the abs out. I guess, D, do you know what season it is? Is it warm?
Yeah, it's because we're shit. I forgot the name of the month. But it's like June at this point.
Gotcha. Okay, so it is kind of hot. It's a little hot, so it's not too crazy
Yeah,
for
it's
him to
definitely
be
warm.
fucking suns out, guns out.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, he's just strolling in. He's got the fucking sleeveless hoodie on. He's got like kind of the holy jeans going on, and yeah, he walks in and he looks around. Do you like signal him, or how do you get his attention? Because I don't know if you. I would assume you didn't like send him pictures of this is who I am.
Yeah, you probably would have just gotten like a physical description, like just kind of
Yeah.
labeling, like this is the guy to look out for. But yeah, no picture or anything.
More than likely, Stills would have told him about his very fine mustache.
Look for the mustache. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll scan the crowd, and of course, after seeing Still's, mustachio, he's like, "This must be the guy."
That's Stills' deal. He's just like, look for the mustache. I'm like, well, which mustache? You'll know it when you see it.
Yeah.
You'll
So
know.
yeah, I guess Diablo would approach the table, and he looks around. He's like nodding at the setting, and he looks at you, Stills, and he's like,
How much information do you have on me that you know that I love, T?
Of course I knew. I know a little bit of everything. I got to keep my hands and eyes open at all time. why
Well,
don't you have-
consider me impressed.
Stills absolutely did not know he likes tea.
I mean,
He's
Stills
saying it's
is
true.
a master bullshitter. He bullshitted a cult to not beating him up.
"Totally." So yeah, he sits down and he's like,
What tea are we having? What is this? Smells good.
This is Ebon Black, fine tea, best of the business of my boys. This is my boy Jay, and this here is Dre. I'm of course Stills. We hear that you need some work, and you're a mutual friend of Banshees. So, what do you do?
If I can interrupt just real quick, the modulator's a little low. Little low.
On my end?
"My
No,
end."
I was saying the modulator
Oh,
is a little low. It's kind of like garbled a little bit. I think it may just be like too low.
Test.
That's
Better?
a little bit better. Yeah, it was hard to kind of like make out some
Pick
of the
up.
words.
Sure.
Mhm.
And also, I was friends with Etsu, not Banshee, right? Just for clarification.
That was my understanding, but you tell me if he knew who Banshee was.
I'll correct Stills.
Yeah, so it wasn't Banshee too much that I was familiar with. I really am connected with Etsu, who I believe interfaced with Banshee quite a lot. But yeah, gentlemen, nice to meet you. And yeah, I am looking for work.
so what's your speciality, shall we say?
Well, we're doing it. Conversations. I like to get in and out of places through talking. I like to make wagers, good business opportunities and stuff of that sort of nature, I guess you could say.
Man after me own art. I do a bit of talking myself. Most of it's online now. In
Oh,
person,
okay.
maybe not so much.
Yeah, you could look, I guess, at the muscles and assume that I'm a bit of a meathead, but I like to surprise people. Throws them off guard a little bit.
Well, we don't like to be surprised, so I'm glad you're very upfront.
Yeah, being upfront with you guys because I'm under the assumption that potential work through you guys could be a bit more long term, and I'd like to start that off on the right foot instead of trying to get the the best of you guys.
Now, I do gotta let you know, every now and then, we do get our hands a bit dirty.
Bit.
Is there I guess would you be willing to discuss what that entails? You don't have to be specific, maybe just talk about how many years in jail it might be.
Well, we got a couple of guys doing a bid right now, but I'll tell you what our work leads to is people that like to talk not talking a whole lot anymore.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I don't have the any real morality issues with that. However, depending on the job, I don't want to silence any children if I have to.
Well, what we need to do is get a lot of access to a lot of places we're not supposed to be. I've been doing a lot of costume work and a lot of talking, a lot of finding information. And if you're a mover and a shaker, it'd probably be good to have you boots on the ground or hooves, per se.
Yeah, it definitely sounds up my alley.
Don't forget the fan.
And of course, Dre, would you like to fill him in?
Well, we have a different kind of way of doing business. Let's say we're silent but daring.
Okay. I guess I'll see what that means.
That was good.
I do like that one.
That was
Silent
fucking
but
good.
daring.
Do you guys have any jobs lined up, or I'm assuming you do if you're looking for work?
Are you afraid of ghosts?
No.
Let me.
That's good.
Are we dealing with ghosts?
How about
I've-
what's the biggest rooftop you ever came off of?
I don't think I've come off of a rooftop. I usually take the stairs.
Well,
You guys do much rooftop work?
Little J does a lot of rooftop work.
All right.
But you know, a good cat always lands on its feet.
Yeah, I mean, not me. I'll take the stairs.
Yeah,
Well,
we don't use stairs often.
I find it
Sometimes
to
we
be
don't
safe.
kind of technically travel.
Ah,
We do move.
you guys are a very peculiar bunch.
but we are being upfront.
Are you?
Of course.
Okay. Yeah. Crystal clear.
I wouldn't bullshit you, my friend.
I don't believe you.
So Diablo, you got this strange little cast of characters here. They they're pretty obviously keeping things close to the chest, but they are being
Sure.
pretty upfront. Like, we get into weird shit.
Right.
If you're down for that,
Yeah.
are you in?
Wasn't there
Yeah.
a newspaper that got printed off of a cat being flown in the air? When I
And Stills just happens to have the newspaper, and he slides it. He's
I
like,
feel like Jay would keep it with him. This is me.
I don't know if there was I don't know if he was in the. I don't know if Lil J was in the newspaper, but he was definitely a meme because of Stills. Stills like sideline blackmailed him with memes.
Oh
to get down
man,
the
I
crew.
remember that now.
that's funny.
I'm gonna burn those pictures. You promise.
You promised.
I burned all the actual copies.
So like in answer to Diablo's question, in case you guys want to answer, I don't know if you would, in terms of like, do you have work? There are a couple of jobs you guys have. One of them is for Yuna. One of them is her contact Nyrix wanted to kidnap. Once he wanted a body, so he wanted y'all to kidnap a retainer of the Jing clan. The vampire assassination is still on the cards. It has not been done yet, and the Black Dragonflies haven't taken it off their bounty yet. And then there is also the Black Cap. I'm looking at Justice for Thee. If you're looking in the leaves and jobs, and that is the sort of Black Cap. What do you call it? Sorry, the word's not coming to me. They're forcing the crew to do this job, or else they will raid the hideout. But in when Lil J, because Lil J was the one that kind of got hemmed up by the Black Caps, and they were like, "Do this job, or we're gonna storm your hideout." An Onihoshi member gave a counter offer to do something different for that job. So those are the ones on the table. Whether you share that or not with Diablo is up to you. But those are the jobs that so far you have right now. And then there is, of course, future work that Fallen Angel is going to kind of collaborate with you guys with through Etsu. But that hasn't been kind of discussed yet, like what all that is going to be. They said that was going to be like a month out.
Just as a player, I feel like potentially the Justice for Thee would be a cool job to do. I feel like the body for Nyrix, obviously we should probably have Maggie here, and then the Blood Street one I feel is probably too intense for just maybe, with all of us here, but too intense for just the four of us to start.
Sure.
I feel like
Yeah,
we need to get Diablo's feet wet and just kind of see what he's capable of in the field. So we don't want to take anything too difficult, but we do need some coins too, because we got to get some heat off of us.
That's fair. That's fair.
How much time left do we even have for the Justice for Thee?
2 weeks or 2 downtimes.
Yeah.
I'll probably give a little more leeway on the one for Nyrix, just because Maggie missed a session, so probably give an extra week on that one. But yeah. I mean, do you guys share kind of any of that, or would you be like, all right, hey, welcome, but we can discuss like the actual jobs in a more secure location? Like, how would y'all go about that?
We probably want to go back to the hideout.
Yeah.
And have the discussion there. That way we don't have to speak in code and like back double talk and all that other type stuff.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So, does the crew give their blessing to invite Diablo?
Yeah, you guys got to jump me in or what?
to the hideout?
You have to wait and see.
I know Stills ain't jumping anybody in.
Yeah.
Stills isn't a fighter either. He's a talker.
Also, Travis, if you want to, you can take a trauma here. I forgot to do it because we didn't really go through the character creation, but you can take a trauma to get an extra dot if you want.
take a trauma to get a dot. A dot like in action thing or
Yes, in one of the action one of your action whatever the fuck they're called. I'm sorry.
No, you're
Ray's,
good.
ride.
I'm trying to see if any of these traumas really fit like the character idea I have for him right now.
Okay. Action
I'm
raid.
I'm just gonna keep him fresh. I'm gonna keep him fresh and see how the character plays out.
Just see what happens.
Yeah.
That is cool as well. That's cool as well. Okay. So yeah, the crew takes you back to the hideout. You know, the sort of absentee members are there doing their thing. Stasia, the the goblin girl, is now another resident of the hideout. And kind of as you walk in, she's kind of like in the main area with Dr. Rashad, her cousin. Um, and he says, "Oh, my friends, welcome back. Oh, a new one. Oh, you're quite the big, my friend." He just comes up, just starts patting you. He's like, "Oh, look at all of these muscles.
I
Quite
kind of just
sturdy, quite
like
sturdy."
I keep him at arm's length. I gotta just shove him out of my bubble and just like nod at him.
Absolutely, like personal space, bro. Personal space.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. It is how we do in Oasis. It is how we do in Oasis. It's fine." Um, he says, "But my friends, I came for good reason. Came to offer a position if you are willing to listen to Dr. Rashad. Yes."
Always
Always.
got time for you, good doctor.
You got time for us. We got time for you.
Well. I had heard of the unfortunate loss of my cousin's shop in Iwahara. She needs a new shop, yes. And your crew, you know, you've got this little hideout. But what if you could expand your territory? Hmm?
We could use extra few coins.
And to get you a little more respect in the streets, yes. If you took over some uh some territory from some of the other players in Zhuyang.
Oh, now we're
So
talking.
so my proposal, Dr. Rashad gives you this. There's someone he needs dead. A doctor, Dr. Kuroda Sumiko. She well, let's just say she's a rival in the field. We'll write her name in the chat real quick.
So much for your Hippocratic oath, hey doc.
Well, it's you know, I don't bring harm to my friends and patients. And it is not me who is doing the harm, yes?
Yeah,
It's
he's
me,
not doing
you.
the work. We'll do the work.
So
Fair enough.
this doctor, she's a Ripper doc, same as your esteemed friend Dr. Rashad. But she is she works in the eastern part of Zhuyang on the river front. She is taking some of my business and is kind of getting in my way from a few other things. We need her eliminated. I figure who better to come to than the people I have hitched my wagon to, so it says. You do this, you get turf, I get the rival dead, and Stasia can get a new shop. All works out for us, yes?
And what's one less doctor?
One less doctor, more patience for me. More money in your pockets as well, my friends.
I like the sound of that.
Hold on one second. Let me find.
And of course, we understand that that'll come with your included discounts for us.
Of course, my friend. Always for my perfectly great friends. Smoke on the water. Yes, yes, yes. Um, so if we look at the crew sheet, I think you guys can just choose which one. Going like from lair, you would choose which one of those adjacent to it that you would go for. Um, if we go through with that job, that one does not have a um, this one doesn't have a time limit. It's just you just leaving it open for if you want to get some turf. Um, that's where to go. Oh, but he does let you know now. Dr. Rashad must warn you. The Nekori hold this area almost certainly. They're hard to spot. It's they're ninja people, but word on the street is that is their turf. So if you go to take that piece of property, they will almost certainly respond.
Ninjas.
Mhm.
No problem for smoke on the water. Yes, you are a smoke on the water.
Well, as long as those ninjas aren't my ninjas.
But that is a
We have our own ninjas.
very true. That is a potential turf mission for the crew. I'll add that in after this session to the lead and job sheet. But you guys were looking at doing uh, justice for thee. Is that right?
Sounds about right.
That's just my vote. If somebody else got a better idea.
Sold a lot of our beans in Diablo just right in front of us, no problem. Like we wanted to bring him back, more men, and Dr. Shaw's there, like, oh yeah, K territory.
Yeah. He's a bit of a motor mouth. I mean, I guess in his mind, he's like, "Yeah, you brought him in here, so he's good."
Yeah, you must have vetted him already.
Yes, our betting is very serious work.
Yeah.
Copy. So we are going for justice for thee. All right. Or yeah, I mean, is that what everyone wants to do? Rest of the crew, Lil J, Dre. How you feeling
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah, get the black caps off my back.
That's fair. Or you get in real good with the Onihoshi, if you decide to do it their way. Um,
I guess I would address Little J with this one. Like, the Black Caps are your former mates. I know you've been a bit estranged from them, but I think the better deal is working with Onihoshi. But we also don't want to get raided by a platoon of Black Caps.
Do we know, D, like mechanically what a raid would be? Like what it would do to us?
no, to be honest, I
Yeah.
don't.
Not yet.
I was gonna just kind of figure that out as we went along.
Yeah.
I figure it's because there are like getting rated is like definitely like an entanglement. So it may just be like uh, like arrests, not necessarily going to jail, but like arrests and interrogation, that kind of thing. But we have to play it by ear when it comes along.
Gotcha. I guess it could depend on where our heat's at with that too. Like,
That as well. Yeah.
if it's super high, then they might actually take us away for a bit. Yeah.
I mean, luckily, you guys are not wanted right now.
Right.
So I would say like if a raid happened, it
anymore.
wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, if a raid happened, it would probably not be as big as it was when that mission was brought to Lil J,
Yeah.
because you guys were pretty high up at that point. So
Yeah. I guess, yeah, do you guys want to like RP discussing out which side we take?
Yeah, I'd like to.
Let's do it.
yeah, what are the sides here?
Yeah.
Go ahead, D. CJ.
We don't really like 12 around here, so I'd have to.
No offense, Lil J.
Yeah. don't know though. I don't know. I thought maybe doing this could help us somehow get me a foot not back in the Black Caps, but ways to get us more information when stills sometimes you have some issues, especially since you're being blackmailed on the web now.
True. It would be nice to just kind of tell Black Caps to handle some of our light work. But our coffers are thin. Only
It is
Hoshi's
very
bringing a lot
thin.
more.
Whatever. I can deal with another beating if I have to.
I mean, I just got here, but my 2 cents is I'd rather not help out the pigs.
Well, just so you know, Diablo, I used to be one.
He kind of just looks at you like, yeah. Like, yeah. Like that.
Go ahead, look it up.
I mean,
Sounds like we're dealing with the key after F11.
Wow.
yeah, I guess, again, as being I don't know.
What is what's the fucking term for like a newbie on a fucking motorcycle crew? Like what's the fucking there's like
Oh,
I
I have no
watch
idea.
I watch Sons of Anarchy and there's like a term that for like
Oh,
fuck,
they
what
did
is
have a
the
term for it.
what is the
Super had a term for it. What was it?
hold on, I gotta fucking Google this. What is that
That was a
shit?
good show.
Yeah, it was. Okay, so it sounds like y'all are kind of deciding the Onihoshi
Prospect.
gambit is
Prospect.
Prospect.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say.
I wanted to say, I may not be a full member yet. I could just be a prospect of your crew. How do we not have money? Are we broke? If broke, I say we 100% go for the cash instead of getting cop rep.
I wouldn't say that we're broke. We just
I think all y'all are broke besides me.
Also, is there? I mean, if the potential here is them, if the potential here is them raiding us, what do we have to? What are we afraid of them finding? Is there anything that we could lose here that would be?
All the stills stuff and everything on his computers.
we have some sensitive information that
Gunny, yeah,
would
Gunny and all his stuff.
great if
Johnny
it
will be
got
big mad if he loses his boat.
Yeah.
Let's
I
just
think
say
that's the
there's
bridge we can cross when we get there. Right now,
I
let's get
I
some
can
bag.
I can
there's
hold
a
off
lot of
the
smoke in this
captain.
water.
I'm not too worried about him. They gotta take me in for a night and beat me up. I'll fight back.
Standard black cap procedure.
Copy. Okay,
I
so
mean, that's
sounds
Little
like
Jay's. This is Little Jay's job.
Okay,
So I
I
think
will come
he
help.
gets double the vote.
That's true.
ooh, excuse
Oh,
me.
he's gone.
Yeah, he is gone. I mean, I guess even if he has double the vote, I think he is still outvoted though.
Yeah.
Seems like it is 3
It
to
sounded
1.
like he was siding with us towards the end there, or at least was down to do it.
Yes. The
The
Onihoshi?
Onihoshi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, yeah. So let's see. Your so yeah, the mission here is that they wanted you. So what the Black Caps wanted you to do was go in and kill the Inquisitor. But if you're doing the job that the Onihoshi want you to do, they just want you to leave. They just want you to collect the evidence that he has kind of collected, that he's kind of put together, and then to leave a warning letter from the Onihoshi in his quarters.
What happens if he were to accidentally die and we gather all the evidence?
I was just thinking that myself. I was like, what happens if we get two birds with one stone? Like,
Yeah.
we kill him and we leave the
I mean,
warning
yeah, the
letter.
Onihoshi might be mad a little because he's dead, but hey, you got all the stuff you wanted from it. He just slipped and
mean-
fell on a piece of glass, and it went right through his neck.
You can certainly test it. You can certainly test it and see what happens. I mean, you would be fulfilling at least one of the
Yeah.
one faction's
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
deal. So
We
I mean,
can't.
So we have to
Onihoshi-
figure out how to get away with a murder, basically.
I think the Onihoshi would like drop the coin a lot if we were to kill, though.
I mean, I don't think that they would.
I don't
There'd
think
be
they
no
want
point for the warning
anything.
letter if we killed him. You know what I'm saying? Like the warning letter is to him.
I guess they may pay us just for the evidence, and if he dies, there'd be the discount. But
I mean,
is there some sort of evidence that he's finding?
Who says that we can't just complete both missions not at the same time? We can drop the letter.
Drop the letter, shake up the Inquisitor, and then kill the Inquisitor later.
Exactly.
Leave a time bomb in there. So after we leave, a few minutes later, it blows up. Like, hey, we were out of the building.
Yeah.
I will say that is definitely against the spirit of the what Onihoshi
Yeah.
wants, but you can still 100% do it. I'm definitely not saying you cannot do it.
What if the
Whether
warning
you can-
letter is
whether-
like a letter bomb? And like
Actually,
blows it up and then kills
D,
him?
not to like rules lawyer too much, but looking specifically at the job, and again, you're obviously going to be the owner of what the spirit of the job is, but it says the Onihoshi reward is 12 corn for the evidence delivery, and then 1 rep if the warning letter is delivered. So potentially there's the cutoff to where if we get the evidence, we get that coin, but if the warning letter is not delivered / if he dies, then we don't gain the rep with the Onihoshi.
Yeah, mechanically that is correct. Yeah, if the warning letter is delivered, he would obviously need to be alive for that to
The spirit of
count.
it to yeah.
So now-
That's why I was trying to be cagey, but it was
What I'm thinking,
Yeah.
what I'm thinking, is
100% what would happen.
what I'm thinking is kind of overplaying it too. I think because who says we can't leave the letter, kill him, and then when we go to Onihoshi right away, we don't tell him we killed the guy. We just say, hey, the letter was delivered.
Here's your
Leave.
evidence back.
Here's your evidence. Leave, and then hours or days later they'll find out. Oh crap, he was killed too.
I think
Sure.
I was gonna say
But-
personally, Diablo would still rather pursue what the Onihoshi want, which is this guy alive. So that's how Diablo would vote in this scenario, but you guys can obviously override him. He has like a third of a vote at this point. So
And I 100% don't want to dissuade because I think this is pretty funny. I think it would be funny to see you guys pull that off.
Yeah.
But I would say the only thing to watch out for is like, let's say you drop the warning letter, you kill him, and get the evidence. If the Onihoshi find out later on that you are the ones that killed him, they're gonna be
Yeah.
very fucking pissed.
right.
We'll worry about that later.
I
Yeah.
mean, if you would know that, like the crew would know,
But, yeah.
like the Onihoshi find out about this, they're gonna be real goddamn mad with us.
So it's either
Yeah.
either we piss off the Black Caps or we piss off the Onihoshi though. Like either one will come after us.
But I mean, maybe you do it well enough that they don't find out.
That's
I
fine.
mean, I doubt that we do it well enough that they don't find out, but that's just me.
We don't know what this person's doing once we get there. Maybe they're
We gotta
already
shoot
working
for
on
the
some
moon.
sort of experiment, and an experiment gone wrong.
Now
Just
you
look
are
down the stairs.
now you are looking into assassinating an Inquisitor, which to excuse me, your characters, scoundrels, you would know that's a fairly big deal. Inquisitors they're not they're sort of what do you call it? They're kind of like extraterritorial, if that's the right word. They're like Interpol kind of for kind of the mega city as a whole. So they're kind of a police force above all the regional police forces, and they kind of are what's the word?
So it's like the black caps are police, but these guys would be like CIA or FBI.
Um, even that is maybe not high enough. Because they're because they have like authority above black caps and like golden dragons. They're kind of they're kind of like a remnant of the council. They were sort of the inner parish police, effectively, that held authority kind of over the regional areas in terms of like investigating crimes and things like that. And they're very I cannot think of the word. You can't like they're not bribable. They're not they're very untarnished, I guess is maybe a phrase. I don't know if that's really what I would go for. But it is you cannot like you can't like bribe these guys. You can't kind of turn them from their path of justice effectively. They're going to always kind of pursue that justice and truth. They're a little and they're a little Judge Dreddy in terms of like judge, jury, executioner in one.
Yeah.
So they don't have a lot of friends, but they have authority kind of wherever they're at, above the whatever local police force that they happen to be in.
Oh, so they're like federal prosecutors almost. Like
Kinda, yeah.
Man, so if we do this, are we gonna piss him off? He ain't gonna come after us then?
like inquisitors are the ones that go after corrupt police officers type thing.
Yeah, like they're going after everybody. So scoundrels and corrupt officials alike.
Okay.
So it is everybody is in their crosshairs.
DEA.
I guess, yeah, he's probably not going to want to fucking part with his evidence freely, I would assume.
I mean, it would definitely be hard to convince him to do that for sure. That would be,
Yeah.
Your characters would know that would be close to impossible without tricking him. You could potentially trick him.
100%.
You could not like convince him to give his stuff away.
Yeah.
Like the letter of warning to him, like would that even mean anything to him?
I mean, you don't know. Like the warning letter. If you guys decide to go through the with the Onihoshi, then you would have to just kind of contact Chief Fumi. She would give you the letter, and whatever that is would be sealed, and she would tell you not to open it.
I think that's how I would. If we're looking to collect the evidence without a fight, I would probably just be a letter deliver. Just hey, I got this letter for you. Read it.
I think that we could potentially, like, I guess it sort of depends on how his evidence, or like, is it physical evidence? Is it something like we need to sneak into his apartment or whatever and take some pictures of it? Or is it like all digital in his fucking head or on a computer or whatever it is? If it's something to where like we could get him out of his apartment, come in, sneak in, get copies of the evidence, or if they want us to just take all of the evidence, I would sure he'd have copies somewhere. But anyway, get the evidence and then potentially leave the letter while he's gone. We could do something like that.
Yeah. So do you guys want to? Sounds like you want to gather some info.
I think we should probably gather some info.
Yeah. Copy.
I guess, have we decided if we're trying to get rep with the Onihoshi or the Black Caps? Are we trying to kill this guy or not? Diablo votes not. But
to not killing him.
To not killing him.
Yeah, I thought we concluded that we weren't going to kill him, that we were just going to...
I mean, I'd rather the Black Caps be pissed off at us versus the Onihoshi and also the Inquisitors.
Yeah,
fair.
we get found out by the Inquisitors. That's a big...
Yeah. There's that whole thing where it's like, yeah, no, the Onihoshi probably be mad, but also the you know, the giant faction that this guy works for is probably going to come knocking.
The guys that investigate crimes.
Hidden penalty. Like,
wasn't me.
I mean, that's a fair assessment, you know.
Yeah.
Is that it's fair to not want to piss off the investigating crime faction.
Yeah,
Um,
who are above the law, basically. We are the law.
they are effectively the law. Um,
Yeah, it'd be hilarious though if we did get the Inquisitor with like something that like slowly kills him. Like, oh, he's not gonna die today. He's gonna die in 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah,
you give him a light cough, give him some COVID.
yeah, exactly.
He's got walking pneumonia. He'll be taken care of. Don't worry about
That-
it. We're gonna make sure he doesn't recover. We've been switching out his cough medicine with just flavored
now,
water.
now I want to take like a bottle of like alcohol or something, but have it laced.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you guys have kind of come on to this game plan. What do you do to kind of gather the info? What your current intel is? You know that he has an office in Taijiang. He's in Golden Dragon territory. That is kind of the and you know you would have been given the where you would have been given like where it is when Lil J was coerced by the Black Caps. They would have told him like his office is blank and blank here, and it's like on the it's like way back here, like near the wall, like in the northeastern side of Taijiang. So he's kind of like tucked way back uh, near the wall. So you know like whereabouts where the office is, but past that there's no other information.
Okay.
I would I think Stills would work on gathering up like the media that they need to gain access to the office.
Mhm.
They could get in there and like get the evidence and make the letter drop. So I'd probably be like making some counterfeit badges, so I could give these guys access to the building, basically.
Okay, so that would actually be acquiring an asset, um, which I think you have to do that with downtime actions. But what we can do, let me see. Yeah, it's a downtime action to acquire asset, or you can spend gold to basically do that action effectively. Um,
You can
so
do
what
the
we could
action, and since it's a quest for me, I'll fork over the gold.
I was
okay
gonna say that works out perfectly because I have no goal.
okay. I mean, I was gotcha
Because
gotcha.
I would even probably like kind of like assist with that. Like I would personally like just go scout out the building itself. You know, stay afar, obviously. Scout out the building. When does the doctor or when does this inquisitor come in? When do they leave? Take pictures
Okay, I
of
mean
like
that's
other badges, and that way it makes it easier for him to counterfeit.
okay. So what we can do here, let's see, because I need to kind of go over. Uh, so let me see. Acquiring asset. Roll your cruise tier to determine the relative quality of the asset. I don't know what that means. I think I just roll one die, and because you guys are tier one, so I believe that means I just roll one die, and that'll determine the relative quality. Okay, so that's three. So I think that would be what is the tiers here? I think that would be like the lowest one to be like the like just normal. So you're able to, and we'll see. We'll I'll hold off on that until we see what Lil J's able to kind of figure out, because that may add another die onto it. But for right now the quality of like the assets you're getting, like the kind of like uh, sort of security credentials are kind of like standard quality at the moment. Lil J, you are doing some scouting. You're trying to uh, kind of clock like what the office is, the entry points, and when the actual Inquisitor is coming in and out of there. Correct? That's what
Yeah.
you're attempting to do. Okay.
Basically getting a layout of the whole building too, like where are the doors, the exits, emergency exits, are there any emergency ladders?
Sure. Yeah. What action are you using to accomplish that?
I'd probably use hunt.
Hunt. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be a fortune roll, and I'll say like through hunting, it's maybe not going to be as effective as like maybe like study would be.
Eyes and study.
Actually, let me look at something real quick. I want to look at kind of some of the like the verbiage. I think Mo put something in the Discord for that, didn't he? Oh yeah, no. Okay, no, I'm sorry. No, you're actually bang on. That's on me. So no, it would be.
Yeah, no, I'm actually reading it too. Travis posted it in the Discord a while back for the interactions.
Yeah, I had to go back and look in there as well. Yeah, so yeah, you're bang on there. So okay, so you're doing that. This is going to be a fortune roll. So this is just kind of and so we'll see if you get either great, standard, or limited information out of this. Um, yeah, that's unless you are wanting to spend stress. It's and I'm sorry, it's going to be risky standard. Um, excuse me. It's up to you if you want to um, spend. I actually don't think you can spend any stress. Actually, I think you're nearly maxed out.
Yep, I'm one bar left.
So you got 2 die. Oh, you could also. I was gonna say you could trade position. But you're good to go. So let's see.
Nice.
It's good. You get standard details. Excellent. And a follow-up question if required. Okay. All right. So, what you kind of gather from this, from your kind of scouting, is that the office is in that northeast section. It's right up on the wall. It's pretty secluded. Uh, Golden Dragons do regularly patrol, though, and you saw that they also were posted both outside and inside the office. Um, so they are kind of rotating patrols inside and out.
Anybody on the rooftop?
Anyone on the rooftop?
Rooftop word.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say this is an office building, and so like where the Inquisitor's actual office is inside of it is not known from just scouting outside.
Right.
You did not see anyone on the roof, but you're also not sure. It didn't look like there's actually any roof access either. Hold on. And then you also wanted to know how often the Inquisitor was coming in and out. The Inquisitor was not like there was no like regular times to him. He was really like how like well actually let's say how long were you actually scouting out? I'll say how long were you trying to scout?
Theoretically, I would like to do 72 hours.
Okay. Um,
If the
yeah,
crew would be okay with that, they're all doing their things too, but
sure.
because that's 3 days at least. Then I could see if there's like consistency, if what him coming and going, or if it's just whenever he pleases type
Sure.
thing.
Yeah, if the rest of the crew is fine with 3 days for Lil J to scout while you guys are doing your thing as well. Um, and yeah, there was no like real regular times for him to. It was very random. Um, the times he would kind of be coming in and out, and he would sometimes kind of pop in for a few minutes and zip right back out. Um, and I'll see if I even have the photo of the guy. Oh yeah, here he is. Um, so you see with this, so and you know that these are what the Inquisitors are like. You never see their faces.
Jesus,
Oh man,
Nick.
Yeah, it's fucking dope.
I was hoping
They're
he looked
scary
like
looking
a
dudes.
Poindexter, and he does not look like a Poindexter.
No.
No.
They are very intimidating on purpose.
So I guess,
Um,
like, since it's an office building, does the office building itself have like hours, like to where it will be closed, and does he come in when it's supposed to be closed, or?
that's a good question. You know, what, I'm just gonna do a fortune roll real quick, and I think if it's low, there are closing hour. There are closing hours. If it's if it's high, then it's just 24/7, or at least at the very least, yeah. For the most part, it's just 24/7. We'll say.
Close.
Okay, okay. So it's closed. He does have access, and so you did see him kind of like, you know, again, there the sigil scans are there above the on the door, so you would see the scan them, and he would be able to enter in. But, you would see him sometimes being there only for a few minutes. Sometimes he'd be in there for multiple hours. There was no real rhyme or reason uh,
Does
to
this guy
his.
ever sleep?
You did, I would say, see him go to another building nearby, probably to the south. Um, and that looked like a sort of uh, like barracks, maybe. Um, barracks or even like maybe even just like a hotel.
Something. Yeah.
So yeah, someplace for him to stay. But he would not be there long. If he was sleeping, it was not very long.
Well, at least now we have you figure out that time window if one of us scouts him once he hits the hotel. Like, hey, go, get in there,
Yeah,
and
that's
get out.
totally fair. Once again, though, again, it was just as random as him going in the office. He would sometimes be in there for a few minutes, sometimes a few hours. So he is a little bit unpredictable in terms of his timing.
Yeah, maybe something
But
we
with
just always need a scout.
it's a fair assessment. But with that, I'm going to give another dice for the asset roll because that's a lot of info that Lil J was able to get. So we'll see if get a better roll for your acquiring asset. Fortunately, no. So uh, the kind of security credentials and sort of background work that excuse me Stills was doing, um, was able to get kind of standard quality stuff. We'll see how that kind of affects during the score itself. Um, but you do have sort of at least fiction wise, you've got credentials to be able to get into that building.
All right.
Is there um is there some sort of way that we could figure out their, or are we calling it sigil still? What the essentially
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to see if we can get like a identification on their sigil and then track them through the building to try to figure out where their office is.
You want to get an ID on Inquisitor Yang's sigil, like specific sigil?
Right.
Okay.
Like if it's
Um,
something that we could be near him on the street for while he's going from place to place or something, if it's like a proximity thing while we're like getting his identification basically.
okay.
Or do you think it's
Um,
something we'd have to be like physical contact, or is it even, what do you think? Something
um,
possible?
yeah, I would say this would for sure have to be. You'd have to be near him to even like try to capture that info. I mean, really, first you would have to kind of get the equipment to even do that.
Okay.
I'd say that I would say that would have to be another acquiring asset um, to kind of even get something that would be able to basically hack somebody's
Yeah.
signature effectively and kind of trace it. Um, that would definitely need, I think, another acquiring of an asset.
I guess because I guess
Start, but
for me the overall goal is to figure out where his office is, obviously, so we can
Sure.
go and get whatever stuff. You think potentially then, um, like we can fool some office worker there as to like, I'm looking for someone, Inquisitor Yang's or Yang or however you say it, the Inquisitor's office. Could you point me in that direction? Like
Can
feign as
certainly try to do
being
that
some
during the
sort of,
tour.
yeah, yeah. I guess for me it would be I don't want to get in the building and not know, because I'm assuming it's a big fucking building, right? Like if it's a fucking office building, even if it's not like modern day skyscraper shit, like I'm assuming that there's a good
No,
amount of floors.
I will say this is like and forgive me, I should have specified. I would say this is like a 3-story, like medium-sized office
Okay,
building.
so it's
It's not big.
realistic that you could potentially, look through every office until you find it, sort of. But
Sure. It would definitely take you a while to do so, though. Still,
and
but
the
you could
office
reasonably
building,
do it.
sorry to interrupt you. The office building itself, we have to have credentials to even enter it. Like there's not like a
Correct.
lobby.
Correct. Yeah, even to get inside, looks like it requires. Well, actually, you know what? Let me do this. Let me do another fortune because we
Okay.
know that you need credentials for after hours.
Yeah.
Um, we learned that. So let's see. I'll say low, low roll. Yeah, you need credentials to even get in the building. High roll. Um, uh, you don't. It's an open lobby. I'll say on a 4 or 5. Um, you don't need credentials to get into the lobby, but there is like, I mean, I guess there's going to be security there regardless
Right.
in the lobby, but they'll kind of card you in the lobby instead of like at the door.
Yeah.
So it'll be kind of like an immediate security check
Right.
afterward.
Brutal.
Okay, so yeah, you need a card to even you need credentials to even get inside, which you guys do have. So getting inside is not an issue at this point for
Does
you.
it's a
That's
three-story
fair.
building? Like, are there a lot of windows, or would it be more like apartment style looking office where it's like brick with a few windows?
Hmm. hmm. Um, I'm gonna say it's gonna be pretty closed, kind of bricked up. Not a lot of windows, but they are there for sure. And again, this is not totally modern, so they're more um, excuse me, uh, like late 19th century maybe style windows.
'Cause I was gonna ask,
Okay.
not knowing where his office is, but with the windows, would I see him go up certain levels at all?
Yeah, you wouldn't have been able to see from outside.
Guys, I'm an idiot. Instead of hacking his sigil, what if we just plant a fucking, you know, a thing that pings us his location?
You'll have to get close to him. Then you'd have to bump into him on the street.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that can happen.
Simple. Yeah. I'd be okay with that.
Risky maneuver.
Do you think that that's something that's possible? I guess.
Up to the dice.
Yeah, I guess we should. I would like to try that if that's possible, and then see how the dice goes. There's obviously potentially security things that could kill it, but we'll see what the dice say.
If you want to backplay that a little bit, maybe that's something that's brought up to me before I even go to the stakeout. Take like the first 2 days.
Yeah, it could be a part of the whole, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Either you or Dre are probably the best at planting a what the fuck's the term? What am I trying to? Little,
like a bug.
Yeah, a bug basically.
And once again,
all I can think of is Apple Tag.
Yeah, exactly. A fucking Apple Tag on.
This would again require you would need to acquire an asset for this. You would have to acquire that.
Is there any way to buy one off the black market?
Yeah, I mean, if you would have to spend because you would either have to spend a downtime action or spend gold to basically get a downtime action to do
it. Yeah. I mean, that could
about to get 12 gold, and I'm sitting over here now on 5 since I paid for Still's thing. I'll spend another gold just to get the piece, so we don't have to burn an asset and wait.
Because I was going to say the potential benefit of the bug obviously is to figure out where his office is, but it could also tell us when he leaves. So where we don't have to have someone watching constantly, we could just see him leave the building, all of us be together, and then go in.
100%. Okay, so you are acquiring an asset, getting an air tag. To put on, we'll see how
tag. It's a smoke tag. We're renaming it.
So we'll see the quality here.
Oh my god!
So I'm rolling really well for you guys. I hope you appreciate it. So it's a standard tag. It'll do what it does what it says on the tin. So who's gonna try to plant this?
Sounds like Dre work to me.
I think Dre's a little more stealthier than me.
All right. Okay, so excuse me. So yeah, we can say that Lil J, you're sitting there scouting. You guys have kind of set this little plan up to get this tag on him. He is walking from his from his like hotel to the office. You got this little window of time to kind of pop this on him, Dre. Is that what you do? You go and try to plan it on? What do you do?
I want to say just from my opinion, I would think that this would be what kicks off the score because we plant it on him. He goes in, we figure out where he's at, and then when he leaves, I would say we all go in. So I would say before we make the plant, we do whatever other gather information shit that we want to do. That's just how I see it. If you guys see it differently, we could totally go a different direction. But I think we don't want to plant the bug and then like he figures it out or whatever, and us not be in the situation where like I think it'd be interesting if the bug is found. Now what do we do in the score to overcome this? That's kind of how I can view it.
I get what you're saying.
It was definitely gonna make a play one way or another, depending on the role, of course. So yeah, we'll just see. Is there anything else anyone wants to do then before?
Yeah.
Dre does this.
Would I be able to possibly or potentially reach out on the Ethernet and find out where this evidence that we're looking for is at. Like, I'm pretty sure they have evidence lockup and evidence number.
Yeah, we were supposed to message somebody to get the evidence, and then they were gonna send it over.
Yeah, I mean, you put those feelers out, but like whatever case this guy's even looking into, no one really knows. And this
Mhm.
isn't like this isn't a black cap office. It's not even really actually a golden dragon office. This is kind of from what anyone is kind of what you're kind of able to gather online at least is just that this is really just kind of a standard office that the Inquisitor, and this is kind of something they usually will do, is they'll just kind of grab a random office in the city somewhere.
So it's like a corpo office then, right? Like big corpo is here because they have to be. It has to be someone high level ish if they've got like this level of security. I would assume.
um, well, you can assume either or. You could assume that there is a heavy corpo presence here for some reason, or that they are here on behest of Inquisitor Yang. Either of those would be fair assumptions.
So we could assume that this whole building is employed here just for the Inquisitor because he's here.
Yeah, you could make that assumption. It's not
Oh,
necessarily always true,
Sure, but like
but you
that's
could.
not crazy to think that he would have that much pull.
Right.
Gotcha.
That would not be a crazy assessment. But
Is
that
that
is
something we
something
could
that
put? Sorry, sorry to interrupt again. Is that something we could like look at the guards or the other people that go in the building and try to decipher based off of like what they wear or whatever, whether they could be corpo or potentially like working for the Inquisitor type stuff?
you make walking
uh
through the front door a lot harder now.
um would it make much of a difference? I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just for flavor for me.
No. I'm just thinking of like styles of dress and what would it be like altogether too different? Um,
Mm.
I don't know that there would be like an appreciable difference. Like to really make that distinction just from like scouting out. Um, I think you would probably have to actually like talk with somebody to
I was
kind of
gonna
get a
say, is there
feel
like a
for.
way that we could eavesdrop on conversations, like being near the front of it or something?
Yeah, like most people are not really. It seems like folks are kind of coming in and out. They're not really hanging around the building.
Yeah, no one's like
Um,
having a conversation on the phone before or after.
right. But I mean, if you want to try and tell somebody and see what's going on, you can certainly do that. See what their whole deal is. I pause.
Yeah.
So,
Cal, you're muted.
like,
Oh, you're good.
No, you're not muted anymore. You're good
You're
now.
good. You're good.
like I do want to tell them, but not like a particular person. Like I want to like essentially watch that place, watch like the nearest coffee shop or so, and see what I can see when I find that person in
I guess the
How
other thing, we only have 2 weeks, so we don't have a shit ton of like time to do all this fucking research either.
also fair. Um, yeah, Dre, how close are you trying to get to whoever your target is? Like kind of just like some rando coming out of the building. How close are you trying to get to them?
there. They sit down with their laptop to start working on something in the Starbucks over there. I might be in the at the table right behind them enjoying a decent barista.
Okay. Um, yeah. What action are you using to do all that?
I
Are you
guess
just trying
walk.
to are you just trying to are you just like overlook like just listening to them, like not engaging with them, just listening?
Right.
Okay. And you said you're gonna use prowl.
Yeah, that makes the most sense to me.
Okay. Um, yeah, you can what do you call it? You can boost um, with stress if you want, or even trade position. But this is just going to be a fortune roll um, for gathering info.
Is that risky standard or where?
Yes, sorry. Yeah, risky standard.
Okay, I'll trade for desperate.
Okay. And the trade off here is you could potentially get incorrect information um, from the desperate roll. So you're getting like you're getting close. You're kind of listening in for any kind of scrap of info you can hear, but some of it may be wrong. Okay, so result is mixed. So it's a 5. That's a standard. So yeah, you get good details, and you can clarify with the follow up question. Um, so from what you can gather, this person at least does not seem to be working with or in any capacity with the Inquisitor. They're talking about like um, logistical things for one of the other companies in Xiangxi. Um, it seems like their office is just kind of like a logistical office for, excuse me, just one of the many corpo places around here. They do complain a little bit about some of the Inquisitor's people in the building, saying they can't wait until whatever investigation they're doing is done. Um, but and would they mention? I don't think they would mention the floor. You so what you get from this is you know that not everybody in there is uh, Inquisitor aligned, but there are some that are. But where they are in the building is not yet known still.
Okay,
And you got a follow up question if you want one. Any clarifying follow up question, I should say, on any of that.
is there a particular group or person within that is more buddy buddy, I guess, with the Inquisitor? Like they may not necessarily say what floor or whatever, but do they have like a disdain towards someone else that seems to favor them a little bit more?
From what you could gather, probably not. It seems like from your and also your own sort of just like general knowledge about how like Inquisitors are kind of just perceived in general. Um, most people when they kind of come into an area, they'll usually like commandeer an office. Um, Usually it'll be an empty office space, but they'll kind of take over the building in general just by their presence alone. Even if they're not like physically taking every office space, they're just kind of in the way. And so for folks, they're usually a general annoyance if they come into your office building. So um, most people are not happy when they show up for very obvious reasons for a lot of people. Um, but for the physical space where they're at, the people there are generally the least happy because they got to deal with the Inquisitor and any dignitaries that have to come in and visit the Inquisitor or deal with them, and it usually seems like an increased police presence. So uh, you would also gather from that convo that I think you would be able to suss out that the Golden Dragon presence is almost certainly connected to the Inquisitor being there. That's not a normal occurrence for that building.
Would I be able to, since this is like a standard corpo building, I'm pretty sure they would either have like a standard security system or a security system that they upgraded because of the Inquisitor's presence. But would there be like a fire alarm system, water system, smoke detection system that I could possibly like remotely activate to empty out the building if like things get hot or something like that?
Um, I would say if you want, we can have that be part of the detail for the score, for the engagement roll, because I like that idea. I think that's a cool idea. So that could be the detail um, for your score. Um, and I would say, that sounds like it would be a deception if you're gonna go that route. But I mean, you tell me if that's what you guys want to do.
Yeah, I definitely think that could definitely be part of.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking something like that, to where it's like a fake gas leak or something, to where we try to
Like empty out the building. That way,
basically get to
have
where we
like
can look through shit, freely.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's cool. I would say then, since that's going to be the detail, we should resolve Dre trying to bug Inquisitor Yang, if you guys still want to go through with that, because the detail itself may keep him from going in the building. We don't know, but it's up to you guys.
Yeah, I think that we should exercise all options. You never know where that bug can come into benefit, even if it's not necessarily in the bid. Could come into play another way. So.
Okay. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah. So, Dre, what action are you using to bug Inquisitor Yang? We're just gonna say you've got a moment here where you're able to kind of square in, get on him. It's a pretty crowded area that you kind of find him in, so you can kind of slip in, do it, get out.
Yeah, I'm gonna just try to quick slip. It's not even gonna be like your normal bump into or nothing. I don't even want him to feel or see anything. Just quick hit and keep it moving.
Okay. Yeah. What action is Dre gonna use?
Finesse.
That sounds solid. Yeah. So obviously obviously risky. But I think adding in kind of the prep work that little J has done. Say it starts at great effects. So risky, but for great.
Can I take on some stress for added dice? Is that how that works?
Yes. Yeah. You can push yourself. Man, I could not remember what the fuck that was called.
What are the words?
Yeah, 2 stress. And add an extra die on there. So you got four die.
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Big crit. Come on. Critty City.
Pretty City.
City.
I got.
Come on. Motherfucker!
All right.
Can we use a hero point?
Okay.
That's a lot of things, bro.
I mean, you know what?
Brutal.
What was it? Silent but Daring was great. So throw one more dice on there, just for that one.
The one died. Come on!
Hey, yes. Look at that. Silent but Daring pulls through. So yeah, I mean, it's it's cinema. Where you come in, you slip in, boop. No notice or anything. You just slip in,
Like
slip out.
Kobe.
Absolutely. So you got the little you got the little ping. It's working. It's the range is not great. Um, because it's kind of aftermarket black market crap. So you can't be too far from them. But it'll give you enough warning if he's closing in on your position. Um, but that was going to be the kickoff, right? For the score was slapping the ping on him.
Yep.
Gotcha. All right, so we'll do the engagement roll and then we'll cut it for the night. See how
I bet it's a
everybody
3.
shapes. It's I've been rolling really great for you guys. I don't know what you're
Yeah.
complaining about.
We're gonna start the position.
So you got the base 1 die. Operation is particularly bold or daring. Yeah, killing an
Yeah.
Inquisitor is very bold and daring.
Oh no, we're killing him, right? I thought we were.
Oh, no.
we're
No,
gonna kill him.
you're not
Okay.
killing him.
Even blackmailing him for his stuff is probably still daring.
Yeah,
I
probably
would
so.
say stealing an Inquisitor's evidence is still bold and daring.
Yeah.
The plan's detail exposes a vulnerability or hits them where they're weakest. Not necessarily here. Friends, contacts provided aid or insight. Yeah, absolutely. Target is a lower tier. He is not. No district modifiers. Is the operation overly complex or contingent on many factors? Kind of, a little bit.
Got the door, which has got a scanner. Got to figure out his office, him
Yeah,
coming
there's
and
there's
going.
there's a lot going on that you kind of have to get figured out. That you kind of have to do like on the fly while you're in there. Is the target strong against this approach or have particular defenses or preparations? They do.
Oh,
Enemies or rivals interfering? Nope. Target is a higher tier. He is. Um, district modifiers, none. So we are at 1 die. So
1 die to rule them all, man.
So just setting it up.
Boy.
Stills has done his whiz biz, his computer whiz biz, to set off some internal alarms to clear the building out. At the moment, I'm going to say Inquisitor Yang had left the building when Dre put the tracker on him. So he has moved away from the building at this point in time. So he's not near it. But he is maybe at least at this point like getting outside of the range of the deal. But of course, when he re-enters it, you will know. Okay, so yeah, let's see what the roll is.
Oh,
Basically a 3.
Sorry.
sorry.
That's why I do it so no one else gets the heat.
Killing us.
Brutal. Brutal.
Okay. So, a desperate position when the action starts. So,
Key card declined.
so how we kind of come in. The building alarms are going off. We kind of see the scene. We flash to the scene. The building alarms are going off. The people are kind of filing out.
What it was
But-
the metal detectors. We forgot to take the straps off.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to Stills, this building was not up to code, and so when he set off one of the alarms, it sparked. Some of the spark craft in there was not up to code, so it started an actual fire.
No. Hey, well, this is way we can kill him this is way we can make sure he dies. Keep him
Smoking
on fire.
3 weeks later, smoke inhalation. Fingers crossed.
So people are filing out. You're kind of watching, and then it seems like things are going to plan, but then still you see actual smoke coming out, and you're like, oh shit, you know.
Smoke on the water.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
And yeah, that's where we will leave it for there until next week.
Things couldn't have possibly gone better, guys.
No, no. We have so many leads to figure out what we're gonna do when we get in there.
The time frame is on a real crunch.
It's like, well,
You guys have like 2-3 minutes tops before you get out of that burning building.
And we got 3 floors to look through.
I mean, you know what? I mean, I will say that the flames just started, so you know, who knows how much time you got? You know, you may be able to kind of bang in, bang out.
I'm asking this question first thing next week when we walk in. Is there an information board on what floor people are on?
I was 100. That's why I was trying to get the lobby. I was like, if we could go in there and look and see, like, okay, this person did it, but it was like, no, can barely even get in there.
You know
Yeah.
what's
I
funny?
don't know because we have the access. We should have just went in there.
It was funny
true.
because we
Yeah,
had that,
but
conversation.
I feel like if we just went in there, I mean, it all depends on what the security is. Like, if we just went in there and they're already tagging our IDs and shit, it's like the more we're in there, the more we could get found out. Like, the more heat we take is what I was thinking.
Yep. So feel like double play. The more we're in there, the more normal it looks. It's a business
That too,
place.
yeah.
Times do that shit.
Yeah, but I mean, if where are we gonna go? It's not like we actually have an office in there, so it's like, what are we just gonna go and walk around the hall and turn around? Like,
You gotta fake it till you make it.
just go sit in the bathroom for fucking 2 hours, scroll TikTok, and then leave, or
hit the restroom, walk into the wrong office a couple times, and call it a day.
yeah.
Walk into the wrong office.
I mean, with how the rolls were going, we'd have got fucked over anyway. So like,
It would have been
Yeah.
in there.
It's a business place. There's probably a random barbershop in there, bro. Just hit the jewelry store real quick.
hell no, there ain't no barbershop in this fucking. Not in this one, bro. That's crazy.
I think it's funny
Oh,
because
yeah.
we were like, so how do you usually exit a building? Oh, I take the stairs. Have you ever jumped off a tall building before?
Yeah,
This is the mission
oh,
now.
off one already.
Here we are.
Yeah.
See,
So we
they-
fucking
How do you
jump
feel
off
about
the
windows?
we go
burning
back
building.
and we use the ghost thing to get the fuck out of there.
So how do you feel
Oh,
about
man.
ghosts? Like the ghost is gonna show up now. That's
What are your
Yeah.
thoughts on the ghost field? Have you been there before? What do you think about that?
Have you ever dealt with a witch?
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh yeah, man. I'm
This is gonna be fun.
it's gonna be an interesting one. It's gonna be an interesting one. I'm excited. I'm ready to get back into it, man.
I
Get
can't
back
wait
into
for-
our scores here.
I can't wait for
30
Maggie to
days.
show up.
30
she's
days
like,
waiting, and we're
"I'm
getting
gonna
rid of
get caught
all
on
these
fire."
low rolls.
Dude.
What'd you say, Levi?
I can't wait till rolling with Maggie next week. She's like, so why are we on a burning? Why are we? In a
Why are we in
Yeah.
Going to a burning office?
Yeah. Just
Don't
don't
worry about it,
ask
we're real
questions.
Don't worry about
Yeah.
it, Darren. It was
Who's the
Diablo's
fucking
idea.
scary ass stormtrooper right here?
Who's the Minotaur? What's going on?
Right.
Yeah. Who's this fucking guy?
We'll blame it on Diablo. He pulled us in here. He told us to.
Or
Contrary to how it
has
looks, we're
anyone-
actually not killing them.
Yeah.
Has anyone read little manga, The Supreme Magus?
Mm-mm.
I feel like I have. I might have forgotten it though.
There's like an inquisitor type person in there, and I feel like it's like he brought that motherfucker to life.
This is definitely I grabbed this as a Warhammer Inquisitor. I just ran through the AI generator a few times.
Hell yeah.
You did great with it.
That is nice.
Oh, thank you. I didn't do anything except click the button.
Hey, you
I did nothing.
Somebody
He
had
had
to
some
click
good
the
rolls,
button.
good rolls.
Man.
Well, hell yeah, gentlemen. We'll get into it next week.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully,
next week.
Like,
Yeah.
you guys
Some
again
shenanigans.
after, what was this, a month and a half?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, it's nice to,
34
Yeah.
days.
hopefully we
34
can get
days
back
is
into the
last
swing of it.
Long.
Hell yeah.
Too long. So.
Well,
Alright, guys.
GG's, y'all.